Today we have called for this meeting once again to inform you about the impending visit of the Union Finance Minister. It was aborted last time, as you know, at the last minute, and we couldn't do anything about it. And she has now refixed the date to 22nd August to 24th. 22nd she comes, then inaugurates the CSR Conclave, and 23rd she has a series of meetings, and 24th she goes down, meets again the business community of Nagaland and women entrepreneurs, visits to a tribal heirloom production center, then she goes away. So she's given us almost 3 days. So that is not a very small thing, and we should be very grateful that the Union Minister is willing to spend so many days in Nagaland. The concept of the whole program is there are 3 basic events that she's planning to attend. One is the CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. The second is the bankers meet, and the third is the investors meet. So these 3 areas are these are the 3 areas where she's going to emphasize and pay attention. And we are also hoping that she will be able to make it to Mon. She wants to visit Mon. She is dead set on going to Mon, maybe to see some of the very remote areas of Nagaland, and we'll be happy if she goes there. She'll be dedicating some Axis Bank, which will be starting functioning there, and she will come, and then of course the Chief Minister and his hospitality, you all know, will be giving him some cultural shows. So these are the fundamental programs that she is going to attend. Now, why the CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility? You see, I think I've explained this to you earlier, no? The whole world, the development process is changing, and then the things are moving on into the private sector. And India has already made a law, and then we have to access. Nagaland has not been accessing this, and the things I think I've explained to you last time. Now the other one message which I would like to request the press to kindly carry. There is some kind of talk or misgivings going on in the minds of the people that these government functions are stage managed. It is only meant to benefit a few beneficiaries selected, and then that there will be no place for people. Now kindly try to dispel that feeling, because as far as the CSR activities are concerned, we are open to all. Number 1. Number 2, this is an open field in which we are giving chance, but this is only the beginning. You see, Nagaland, Naga people, we have not been able to access it. We got about 24,000 crores of CSR money available with the corporates, out of which Nagaland has been able to access only 0.006. Now, this is a combination of both policies at the government level and also the people's own mentality. So we just want to open the door, and this door which we are trying to open, this is just the beginning. The CSR activities is not going to come to an end with this. Kindly try to convey that message. We're just opening the door. Anybody, any NGO, any CSOs can apply for the CSR, and we're just showing the door to be opened. Of course, there are some ruling that any NGO, anybody who is supposed to apply and supposed to qualify for this requires to be registered under CSR 1 under the law. So under CSR 1, they have to be registered, and then they have to be functioning for about 2-3 years. Those kind of things are there, for which the IDAN is willing to, we are also a registered CSR body, IDAN. So we'll be helping the NGOs to access. So anybody from anywhere, and you may be already knowing, we have been working this through the commissioner and the deputy commissioners. And we have spread the message far and wide and asking the deputy commissioners to identify NGOs and other people to apply for the CSR, in any kind of form that they want. So kindly, try to dispel the incorrect view that this is stage managed and meant for only a few people. So that is one thing which is important to be dispensed with. I mean, to declare before the people. And the second aspect is the banking. Banking is, the banks are now already here, they're becoming active, but still the banking culture has not yet been initiated or started in Nagaland among the people. Only in the last few years, with the start of ATMs and other things, people are learning how to draw the money and all that from the accounts. But over and above that, the aspect of taking loans, of benefiting their lives through the bank facilities which are available, is not much utilized by the people of Nagaland. So within the CSR, we are asking Boeing, the Boeing group of the thing, to help us to set up a center for outreach, financial outreach, COFU, and that is already started here in IDAN. That is to do nothing but to help the people to link up with the banks, to write their project reports, to take them to the banks, and then to let the link up start. And it is not only, it's starting with IDAN, but we have planned it for the entire 16 districts. And we want to rope in any other NGO, any other CSOs wanting to join in this venture, to let the people get to know the banks. So in that respect, maybe a little premature to announce, but say there's a small finance banking thing. They have committed to about 160 crores, 10 crores per district. Then the big thing is that the State Bank of India, they are going to keep earmarked 500 crores. If only there are people with proper project reports and all that to be able to approach them and then take the loans from the banks. So this is the kind of a banking culture that we would like to start initiating in the state. And then the investment issues. Last time I think I have mentioned that the investment in Nagaland has not been forthcoming because of our Article 3. We talk about Article 371A and all this, the land, and these are the things by which we have stopped people from coming to invest in Nagaland. Then we have got the skilled laborers, that is it's also an issue. And then the law and order, the things brought by the undergrounds and all the political workers are an issue which stops investment in Nagaland. So whereas the other states are gone far ahead, Manipur, neighboring states, Meghalaya, you see all those investment in burning hard, in Mizoram also it's starting, Arunachal also is starting. Nagaland, the outside investment is not there. Come here. So this investment is something which we have to actively attend and build up. So in taking the advantage of the CSR conference, we are having this investors seminar, where we are making the corporates heads and then the likely people who are wanting investment or help to link up together. So you kindly understand that CSR, which is like a free grant, is different from investment. Investment is to be made with the people who are working to set up our own industry, and then whether people can come and invest. So this investment is something which we have to build up, and then we request the press to kindly help people to think clearly about investment, and then identify where investments are possible. And from the government side, we have been stressing on building up entrepreneurship, so that we have our own homegrown entrepreneurs in Nagaland who will be able to attract investments to partner with the companies from outside. So we have this EMPRITEC, which is a United Nations program that is taking up our, and then this is also a CSR program funded by SIDBI. Then we have got the Women Entrepreneurs Network, I think you've read it in the papers, through the GIZ. And then we are trying to link them up with the banks and all that kind of things. And then we have the this export-import facilitation unit tied up with the IIFT, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. They're teaching our boys and girls how to go through the process of exporting and importing. And through these entrepreneurs, we hope that the investors would come to invest in the state.
The last conclave, of course, was postponed. But then that doesn't mean it was the total washout. We had, since the postponement was in the last stage, we still had visitors of about 114 people who came, representing various companies. And the takeaways and the fallouts of even that short interactive listening session was also huge. And many of the projects that has been finalized at that point in time, or maybe subsequently or prior to that, we'll be announcing it on the 22nd, many of them. Many are still in the pipeline, but I would like to say that even if it was postponed, it was not that things did not happen. There's a lot of takeaways even from that postponed conclave. And in fact, we're very excited that the second chapter of the conclave is going to happen again. And as mentioned by our CEO here, companies who had come also wants to come again, and there are many new companies who are also showing interest in wanting to come again. And in fact, we were quite complimented this morning when they said, like, the last conclave, the way it was organized and the way things were kept ready for our visitors. This is from the ears mouth of the visitors. They said it was just so professionally done that they want to come back. So we are excited. We are hoping that there will be a lot of takeaways, a lot of fallouts, cascading effect in terms of this conclave. As mentioned by our CEO, this is only the beginning. Things will continue to happen, maybe even at the international level in the coming days.
The first inaugural event and also the next day's CSR convention is going to be held in the NBCC Convention Hall. And there we will have the exhibition stalls where people can set up their own, stalls to sell their ideas and to pitch for the investment. So that is venue number 1. That is on the beginning, the first day, 22nd at 4 o'clock. Second venue is up there in the State Cultural Hall, where we will have the Bankers Conclave on the 23rd, starting at 10 a.m. And of course, before that, she'll be going to Mon and attending that, for your information, the dedication of the Axis Bank. But after coming back, the Bankers Conclave will be held up there in the State Cultural Hall at 10 a.m. And simultaneously, at the NBCC Convention Center, we shall be continuing with the CSR conclave discussions. And the third venue will be at the IT Directorate, where the hall where the interaction within the investors and then our own entrepreneurs will take place. So that is the general structure of the program.
Or she's just going to be a guest.
Oh, she's also Minister Corporate Affairs.
Yes, that is fine.
And under Corporate Affairs, all the companies come in. And then the Corporate Affairs manages the CSR funding. So she is coming to help the corporates to be more proactive in coming forward to help in the development of the state through the CSR facility. Then Department of Finance or Financial Services, DFS, which looks after all the banks in India. That the secretary is also coming, and that is the intention to make the banks much more proactive and work. Then over and above that, the investment body is coming in, and that is at her initiation to bring the investors. So like we said, the CII is here. They're bringing in more than 50-60 corporates to interact with our youths and then find out the investment potentials. So that way, she's her presence, it makes a big difference. The CSR would not have reached the level of what we were planning if she had not decided to come.